Okay, we're gonna try something a little different now. I've got myself a Pear. I think, again, you look at shapes of things. There was a very famous designer, and I think he designed, I'm not sure it was a Coca-Cola logo, but he was one of those designers, and they were interviewing him, and they said, what's the most beautiful designed thing on the planet? And he said, an egg. I always thought that was interesting because an egg has sort of, it starts out, it's not perfectly equally shaped, it's fatter on the backside, whatever. And another, I think, absolutely beautifully designed sort of shape is a pear. I don't know, I like them. I love the little stem. And so I'm gonna photograph a pear here, and I've got an old table that I bought this table at World Market. I took the legs off, I hosed it down and let it sit outside for, I don't know, 6 months. It doesn't rain a lot in Arizona, but I'd go out there and hose it down every once in a while, get it as rustic as possible. I went to some antique stores and I found some really cool tables. They were like $1,000. I'm like, I'll make my own. I think I paid like $100 for this. Anyways, so I'm gonna set it on the table. And unfortunately, when I took the little tag off, it kind of damaged it there. But I'm gonna photograph this side of it. So we're gonna put that here. I've got my 24 to 70 at the 70 millimeter focal length. I have not pulled out my macro, which I could. But I'm gonna stick with this lens because I think I can do it. Now, again, these lenses are focusing closer and closer. There was a time when my 7200, you couldn't focus closer than maybe 3 or 4 feet. Now you can get pretty close. So that's good news. I've got the camera setting just above the table here. My light, we're gonna move it in position, but I've got my gray here, so I can move my gray back and forth because it's on a light stand with this little boom arm. So we can change the value of the gray as needed. I know that the gray is not gonna stay gray, and I'm gonna add a texture to it in Photoshop. So I'm thinking through all these things. The biggest problem I have here is depth of field. Am I gonna be able to get the pear in focus from the front to all the way to the stem? So I've got it set at f11. Oh, I don't like that, but I don't have a choice at this point unless I do a stack focus, which I could do, by the way. My camera, this new camera, has a stack focus built in it. I have never used it yet, but it's possible. I'd have to, play with that, and then, every camera's different. But the Cam Ranger that I've used for all my strobing, portraits outdoors and stuff, that has a stack focus in there too, and I've used that. But I don't have it hooked up right now because I don't really need it. So let's go and move my light in position. Same thing, cross light. The edge of this the edge is right about the edge of where the pear is. So let's get it in here. And we're getting a little tight in here for you guys to see, but let's do this. We're gonna feather it just a little bit. Camera's on. Let's get it all centered up here. And my vision for this is to fill the frame on it. Now maybe I'll try a couple backed up, but this is what I want to do. So my focus point is going to be about halfway up the pear, so I can get my 1/3, 2/3 focusing rule in there. A little dark. So right now, actually it's not too bad. Kind of like that muted look. But I could bump up the ISO just a fraction. So let's go, I was at 200, let's go to 250. That'll give me just a punch, just a tad snap. Okay. All right, the light looks really good on the pear. Now, I may not even need this fill card. I'm gonna take it out and try one. So maybe that back side of that pear gets a little darker. I like that better. Isn't that funny? I almost always use a fill card. So that was interesting observation there. So let's take a look again at the value of the gray. Let's move it in just for kicks. We're gonna move it in a little bit. Whoops. I'm on the Let's see here, I'm gonna have to spin this way. Okay, we're moving the gray just a tad forward, that'll lighten it up. Fire another one here. That gives me a perfect gray. So, as a extra, well, you know, I didn't check my focus yet, so let's double tap. Whoops, gotta open it up, double tap. Well, I have to get down here, sorry. I guess it does, I have to hit my magnifying glass. That stem is just a fraction soft. Let me go a little bigger here. Yeah, it's a little soft. Okay, well, so what does that tell me? I'm gonna have to, if I really want this thing, I'm gonna have to do a double, at least a 2 focused system. Unless that last one I didn't focus correctly. Let's see, we're gonna tap it right there and then fire. So it's you know, partially up the, let's see what happens here. So we're focused there. Okay, that did better. That's almost acceptable. I'm gonna, let me just do this. I'm gonna back it out just a little bit, give me a little more room around it. Let's try that again. Let's make sure it's focused here. Come on, right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I could also give it a little more top so that's weighted. Beautiful. Let's see. Let's darken the background just to have it. That way, and I can always darken it in Photoshop, but I'm gonna have one that's darkened. There we go. So just a hint. I actually think I like that better, because that way the stem really pops. So I'm gonna do, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot a blank one. Doesn't like that, because it's trying to focus it. Okay, that means, so I'm gonna shoot one that's focused here, one that's focused on the stem. Oh, come on. And then I'll have both those to put together if I have to. And then let's go a little wider just for kicks. We got one that's a little wider. Definitely don't need to double focus that one. All right, and I'm gonna do it just, I'm gonna lower this lens just a little bit more just to see what happens here. That's kind of interesting. The background's or the foreground's soft, and then it goes to sharp. But of course, that's when it's wide open here at the live view. But let's see what that looks like. Now, I'm going to darken that foreground just in Photoshop. I know that already, just because you want your eye to go to the subject. Oh, that's looking really good. Love it. I can see that hanging on my wall. Seriously. Okay, now the only thing, I don't have it right now, but I'm going to go get my 90 millimeter tilt shift lens. And the reason why I want to do that is I want to maybe end this up in squares. So I'm going to go shoot it with a 90, then go shoot left, shoot right, and get a squared up palette, or enough images, 3 images to make a squared up images. So let me go do that. That lens is not here. I'll go get it, and then I'll show you how I do that. All right, I'm back with my tilt shift lens. I have to have because this is a mirrorless camera, this takes the RF lenses. The EF lenses, which go on a standard single lens reflex camera, the Canon, I have to have the adapter. So I got the adapter on there. I've got my 90 tilt shift, so I can shift this to the left. Let's see if this does it. Okay, we'll just do it by hand. Left, middle, right, okay? And that'll give me a bigger canvas and megapixels, but that allows me to go, I want to go on this one, I want to go square. Now I might be able to, on the regular standard image, I might be able to stretch it, but because I have the table with the lines, it's going to be a lot harder to do that. So I can always chop top and bottom off, but that gets rid of megapixels. But I'm going to try the 90, and again, you may not have a 90 tilt shift lens, probably. It's pretty rare, but this is not, too many people have this lens. But I use it for portraits and to stitch portraits. But I'm going to try it here just for fun, to give you guys a little bit of a option. Now I can go, and I have the Really Right Stuff nodal point system that I can go and shoot left and right. That is possible to do that too. I could probably do that, but I don't want to get too complicated here for you guys. I just thought tilt shift, let's try it, and then we'll move on. All right, we're locked down. Let me get my glasses. And we're going to move this camera just a little bit so you guys can see, hopefully, the whole thing here. All right, so I had to back up. And this is a manual focus lens. So we tap, and then we can tap where we want, and then we have to manual focus it. Okay, so let me go here, tap, manual focus, and it's got the little teeny 3 little diamonds. When they're perfect, fire one off. And it seems to be just a tad dark. And again, it could be, well, you put a different lens on. It's not that the adapter doesn't take, it's not like a 2X. But I'm going to open up the ISO to 320. Let's see what that does. Okay, now I'm going to flip this screen so I can see it, and you guys will see it. I'll show you the JPEG. That looks pretty darn amazing right there, okay? So I feel like I got what I want, but now I'm going to shift it left and right. So let me spin this thing around. Whoops, I bumped the camera here. So let's go this way. I can't do that. Hold on. I have to move the little latch here to the back. Otherwise, it's not allowing me to do my little thing here, my little shifting. All right, we're going to start all over. Now let's flip this down so I can see it. Oh, now that latch keeps me from spinning that. Well, all right, so you can see this, there's 1,000 variables to making a photograph, and I'm fumbling all over the place. There's nothing worse than fumbling when you got the cameras rolling or you're in front of a group of people. But that goes to show you that the best photographers in the world, not that I'm one, I'm just saying, we all fumble. All right, boy, that doesn't give me much time to focus here. Okay, right there. Okay, I'm centered, got a good base. Maybe I should go, well, we'll just fire away here. So we fire one there, and then I'm going to shift this. Let's go back to, shift this to about right there so I can see the pear in there. Fire, and then we'll go shift it on the other side. And then fire. So that way I have a piece of a pear so that when I do the stitching, it has room to stitch. Okay, well, there's my pear. I bought 3 different pairs, different color pairs, I guess colors, styles, well, not styles, but what would you say it? They're pairs, but they're different colors. And I just grabbed that one. I may try a different combination, and what I might do is go back and buy some pairs that are all the same color and do a row of them. Maybe one's kicked over, one, I might try maybe the 3 different colors. That might work too. But the point is I can go and play, but now you kind of see how I did this. And again, one light, didn't even use my reflector on that one. Don't have to have a tilt shift lens, but we did that. I'll show you how I put that together. And what else do we do? We moved our background around a little bit. We'll add the texture later. This is fun. I hope you guys are having fun, and we'll just keep doing it.